Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to game number 3 of this best of 3 showdown. That's right, we're going the distance here in opening MDL Autumn 2016 action. I'm LD. I'll be joined here in just a moment by GoDz. He's going to grab some water.
I'm here.
But
All
you're a ninja. My God.
I'm fast. It's no problem.
You've just got long arms. It's like half the distance for a normal person.
I can practically reach the kitchen from where I'm sitting with my laptop, so.
Here we go. Freshly hydrated, caffeinated, and I'm excited, GoDz. You know, we've had a pretty good series so far. We're gonna go to a game 3, but more importantly, I'm just glad Dota's back. You know, it's been a very quiet and a very long off season here, like almost 6 weeks, I want to say, since we've really seen much at all. And I think it's been one of the longest breaks for like all the top teams, more or less, minus we had what was it, MPGL recently, but that was really it. It's a relatively regional tournament. It's good to have international Dota on a big stage finally back.
It was kind of like a teaser tournament, and also a tournament where some rosters weren't even finalized to some extent. Like MVP were open at, hey, we're just trying out this roster. This isn't necessarily final roster, although it then went on to become that. But yeah, it feels like it's the first time in however many years, like 10 years of Dota 1, Dota 2, where there's an actual off season. You know, it was like 6 weeks where there was no tournaments. Teams were forced to shuffle, take time off, and now we're kind of kicking off the season with MDL.
It should be an excellent tournament. Of course, guys, there are simultaneous games here. I'll keep on reminding y'all, as some of you are likely just joining. We've got MVP Phoenix taking on LGD Forever Young. They are also tied up 1-1 now in the middle of a heated game number 3. So if drafts bore you, you can check that out. Come back once this draft concludes. And then we've got, of course, simultaneous games going on throughout the day.
I think we're okay, LD. They've got Medusa versus Naga Siren, so I think our draft might be a bit more.
Well, we'll see about that. Secret grabbing the Elder Titan. I mean, we could see that coddle Elder Titan.
Faceless Void.
Spam all day, stall all night strat. It's early though, but you know, I would never put it past.
I'm gonna jinx it. We're gonna get like a Naga anti-mage game or something now, which no one perhaps wants to see. I mean, I don't mind. I feel like that's kind of like Chinese, like the old school Chinese Dota, like AM versus Morphling and stuff. But those days of 4 Protect 1 long gone.
Remaining. Now Newbee, they look for a little more aggression here, grabbing an early Void. Very early, in fact. We'll see what they look to pair it with.
Reserve time.
And again, it's a hero that can be flexible in his lane, can off lane, can safe lane. I even saw one game where a team in one of the qualifiers ran Void mid if he has an alright matchup and you just want to free farm someone else. But, well, if it isn't broken, don't change it. OD comes out. Once again, we'll see the OD for Newbee.
I'll talk about great setup for the Hammer of Doom. You've got the Elder Titan, but they have plenty of burst damage to deal with him. And not to mention that Astral to dodge the stomp to interrupt the ET when he's trying to get it off. Could be a pesky matchup if he gets caught. Well, Newbee's still lacking vision though. His Secret quickly move into a Nyx Assassin here. So running already 2 melee heroes up against the Void. Granted, Elder Titan tends to sit farther back, but they get someone that can really punish intelligence carries in the mid game.
Yeah, and that perhaps something they've recognized they were missing last game, and they didn't have any hero that could deal well with OD at all, and they're just like, let's get this Nyx, someone that can have some catch as well for the team. And again, this is like, let's try something new. This is like the first tournament. This is still trying to figure out what works for your team. Secret have been in Europe. They've been boot camping a little bit, playing some scrims, I'm sure, but this is their first real test at a tournament. So not sticking to just one set drafting style or play style is going to be good for you.
So we do have an Omni Knight ban from Team Secret. Even though I'm not convinced Newbee wanted it, it's still decent against Elder Titan, the repel on its own, and it does counter Nyx quite a bit. So they're like, you know what, we're just not even going to have any of your shenanigans this game. Newbee on the other side, banning out the Morphling, and it's just very open-ended, especially, well, really for both teams at this point. Like, where do they want to take these drafts? Does Secret want to do that Elder Titan coddle, like run a hard carry, or Naga Morphling? Like, obviously those are banned now, but something like that. And stall the game. Does Newbee really want to commit to team fight, or do they back off for some late game, or for like some split push and lane, you know, pressure of their own? We'll have to see here as we enter phase 2.
Yeah, last game it was the Terrorblade they had that's still available for them. I think ideally want to run the Void in the off lane and have some kind of safe lane hero that can take towers, because right now that's really what they're lacking, is some way to take objectives. When you have this big teamfight advantage, you want to be able to use the threat of a teamfight to force towers. So you can force the towers, and then your opponent's like, we don't want to defend that tower because we'll lose the teamfight. And that's what the Kunkka also gives. Teamfight to go with the Void, you can throw the Ghost Ship in, you've got the Coco's Rum when the teamfight happens to block a lot of damage. So Newbee's 4th or 5th pick for the carry role needs to be some kind of Terrorblade type.
Keeper of the light.
And it is, in fact, Gandalf himself. So dirty rat tactics likely sure to come. Are we going to see the Storm now? That's kind of what I'm wondering, with the Coddle to move him around, the Nyx to set up ganks. Or if not, GoDz, who are you thinking here for mid one?
Storm is decent. PA, interesting, comes out again. Could be mid one or MP. Last game was the MP hero, but depending if they want to play it mid lane or safe lane could change. Interesting. The Chakram PA gets you the double stifling dagger can be a huge amount of damage when you initiate.
Is it enough on its own to to justify a PA pick, do you think?
I mean, it's not like it's like an added bonus to picking up.
I mean, when I think like, oh man, Coddle's great with this here, I'm not like, oh, 2 stifling daggers.
Yeah. No.
It is a nice perk, like you said.
When you're initiating, I mean, it just means you're twice as likely to get that Stifling Dagger crit, which is a huge amount of burst damage. When you're level 11, that's like a 300, 400, maybe even more burst damage instantly on a hero. And then you blink on them if you get a crit with your right click. Suddenly that hero's like, that's like 800 HP gone instantly with a double dagger into Blink Strike. So it does make quite a big difference for PA. It really does enable her to just be that much stronger and scary of a threat in a team fight. But it's definitely not why they picked the PA. They think this hero can match up well against OD as far as having the evasion, being able to get on top of OD. OD often a hero that uses his kind of mobility and his kiting capabilities with the Astral. And I think Secret are thinking with the PA they can kind of take that away somewhat.
So Secret definitely excellent at stalling tactics. They have great mobility around the map here, from the Blink Strike to the Spirit to Scout, the Nyx to do the same, and the Keeper of the Light to move, carry around, looking for that second damage dealer, and it will be an Invoker. Last time we saw the PA, it was a mid PA, and it was mid one playing it. Both mid one and MP do play Invoker, GoDz. Who is going to take the reins this time around?
Probably mid one. Yeah, mid one. It seems like mid one's going to be playing almost the mid lane for the most part, and then MP will be playing the safe lane role. So it looks like mid one will take the Invoker, MP on the PA.
On the other side,
Sven last pick.
Big Daddy Sven, and does he have some backup or what? He has the Coco Rum, he has all the Oracle heal and sustain, even the Astral to save him if he's really in trouble, the Chrono to set him up. He's going to be very difficult to kill in these fights.
It's one of those things, I remember when we first started seeing this Sven Faceless Void drafts, like a lot of us analysts were like, oh, do you really want to pick these heroes together? Sven can't hit in the Chronosphere, but they actually combo and synergize so well because the Void can go on 1 or 2 of the frontliners, and when the backliners come in to help the Chrono heroes, Sven just blinks past the Chrono and goes for the backline. So these 2 heroes actually can function just fine on the same team, and if anything, they kind of complement each other quite nicely.
Yeah, so we do see mid one going for the early exhort to Scout with the Sunstrike, grabs the Fairy Fire and the Null Tally, so going for the maximum right-click damage here to secure the early last hits. And it'll be Puppy looking to secure him a rune as well. Where was that Sunstrike?
He Sunstrike just the fountain earlier.
Oh, he just shot another one.
Oh, he threw another one. No, I didn't see the second one.
Well, at least I got the sound effect. In any case, mid one, just heading down towards mid. We are going to see MP farming safe lane as the PA. So for Secret, GoDz, when they've run the Keeper of the Light, Elder Titan, especially in the past, like they used to play it very, very greedy, just really abuse stacking in the jungle. Even like, I want to say there's even like Secret 1.0 where we saw that strategy for the first time for them. Do you think they're going to do it the same way as well this game, or do you expect like a different style with these 2 heroes?
Probably see Puppy being kind of aggressive on the lane and have the Keeper of the Light. I want to say even the early Mana League just to zone the Void. So probably a bit less greedy and more focused on securing the lane first. Zone the Void out and then while stacking, and then go back and secure the stacks later. If anything, the stacks may not even be high. It may try and give them over to someone like Invoker or the PA, but you've got to make your first priority giving the PA a good lane. And that's what Mana League can give you.
So as for Rev here, really abusing the high base HP regen that Nyx Assassin comes with, and doubling down on it with 2 mangoes and the tangos as well. So hoping that he won't really need a salve or any additional one-time use regen. This is a very difficult hero to harass out of lane, but if anyone could do it, it is probably an Oracle tri-lane.
Rev trying to bring mangoes back. Seeing they're in season right now. We haven't seen much mango purchases like we used to. So.
And certainly not the double mango strats. But
yeah, I'm not a big fan of double mango. I think as an offlaner, one's more than enough, but he's going to be trading blows a lot, it looks like, so he'll get value out of the HP.
You know, it was almost a year ago that we were doing the Frankfurt Major Qualifier Hub, and you and Winter and Merlini were like, yeah, 3-4 mangoes, the more mangoes the better, but oh, how times have changed. Mango Madness is over.
With like 7 mangoes, I remember.
With the action heats up top lane. First blood secured here for Newbee. They chain stun Forehead down. Where are your mangoes now, homie? Also committing 2 tangos to that, but still dropped. Unable to find the counter kill. So nice start here for Newbee.
Yeah, in the second, you could get a salve instead of the second mango. To me, that's generally preferred as an offlaner. That's what we see the Void do. Here's tango and salve with the mango. Because if you're looking for the mango for HP regen, a salve is way more HP regen in the later stage.
As for KP, so far having a pretty good time of it. Already level 2 here bottom. And we see a bit of pulling, but really a difficult lane for the Keeper of Void here. He's forced to commit Monoleak just to try and harass a bit. KP just stands there. He's like, yeah, you can't really do anything to me. Now he's going to go for the bottom rune. Definitely doesn't want to be trading with the Void, and KP jumping in, and he is going to get an illusion rune. So Pile Die, not so effective here in the early harassment.
Yeah. It's tough. You can Monoleak the Void, but it's a PA, not like a jug or something, so it's not like you can force the Void away. PA early dagger isn't too scary. Mid lane, SCC.
It's only the level 1 Quas, but Puppey, it's going to have an Astral Spirit relatively soon. He's got the slightly better move speed here, 15 in fact, but S3C is going to get the Astral off, or rather, the other Astral off, I should say. It should be able to escape as the Spirit chases him down. It's not going to be fast enough, it looks like. But Sunstrike? No, it doesn't have the mana for it.
He's going to bottle Crow to get himself back in the lane as well, so OD not even getting fully zoned off of that.
So Puppey back to the stacks here. They are going to settle into a full tri-lane, GoDz. They leave 4Ev on an island top. So it's a free farm spend, a relatively free farm PA. The mid lane, early slight CS advantage here for mid 1, but unable to find that kill, so he doesn't get the big experience lead just yet. Overall, pretty even laning stage, it feels like. Newbee maybe getting a slight edge thus far.
Yeah, slight edge Newbee's way. The Sven, of course, going to get his free farm. PA similarly getting a decent amount of farm. Imagine if Newbee feels safe in this game and their ability to protect towers will go for the Helm of the Dominator. They've already started stacking Ancients, if anything. And he's picked up the Helm. Armlet's still really good on Sven, so I think if you want to just manually stack Ancients, you can go for the Armlet build and you're slightly stronger to fight with, but for the most part, Newbee getting exactly what they wanted out of this laning stage.
Astral's here, the follow-up Torrent comes through, forces the Puppey rotation, looking for the Stomp. Oh, it just barely misses S3C there. We'll back away, back to the tower. Looks like Perfect World is throwing a slight tantrum here. Dare we chance a reconnect? Maybe not. Maybe not until after the rune spawn, but for now, the rune about to be picked up. S3C will grab it, bottles it right up. It's back to the lane. So he should be A-okay. As we see mid 1 grabbing the early infused raindrops, trying to make sure he doesn't die to that Kunkka combo. Just keeping his mana pool as healthy as possible. So overall, GoDz, relatively passive laning stage, just like occasional poking from supports, but it doesn't really feel like there's too much intent here for kill or bloodlust.
Yeah. You've got Sunstrike on Secret's side, but I guess bottom lane is where they can try find the kills with the mana leak into like daggers, blink in, and then try to get a Sunstrike. But without the Sunstrike, they're not killing off KP. But it's probably one of the more scary lanes for Newbee right now that they have to not give up kills in. But all in all, yeah, everyone kind of getting their levels here for the most part. U9, the slight breadwinner as far as his overall farm goes, but not by much of an advantage over the PA.
When do you expect things to break down a bit? Looking at each team, is that what in particular are they waiting on, and what do you see as the main timings?
Mostly the offlane is level 6. You also see a OD gank here.
Sunstrike to follow up. Good connection there for mid one and S3C up the hill and back to the fountain he goes. But meanwhile, top lane, 4Ev also in trouble. Can they wrangle him? They have the X. They didn't get it off for Kaka there. Very good use of the Carapace and the stun. So despite the 3-hero movement, they're unable to find the counter kill.
For Secret, their level 6 on Nyx is probably the biggest thing before they really start moving around playing aggressive. 4Ev wants to get his Arcane Boost level 6, and then he can just roam around the map, find pickoffs, use the Sunstrike, and then you've got this great killing combo between Nyx and Invoker. For Newbee, the Chronosphere timing isn't as important just because they don't have the best damage to instantly dump in it. Like, OD needs items, Sven needs items. Newbee, for the first time probably in the 3 games, are going to be the ones playing more defensive just because of the nature of their draft.
4Ev still holding on to those Fangos for now. Has helped him stay in the lane now that he's gotten some levels. The sustain heals him right back up. We'll see that standard Miters build from the Invoker. And Chrono for KP, still a ways off. The Nyx level 6, also a ways off here. Top laners being shut down a moderate amount, and both teams' carries free farming for now. Mid lane is really starting to tip in favor of mid one, though, courtesy of all those rotations. We're not seeing S3C take over on the OD the way he did before.
I think the one nice thing for Newbee, you know your Sven's going to pull ahead of PA. You've got ancient stacks coming in. It's a Sven. You just cleave through jungle camps. You can stack the jungle. You can then give the lane to your support so they can get level 6. U9, as soon as he hits level 7, can farm like a 4 or 5 stack at the Ancients with some treads. So it's a very scary thought that this Sven is getting as farmed as he is. They're going to go in for a top 2.
They're also moving on KP bottom at the same time. He does get Monolith caught out of position, tries to run away. He will end up escaping. 4Ev also able to make it out. The Warcry used to try and disengage, but Faith does end up getting caught here. Kaka hanging back in reserve. This prompts a TP reaction from the PA. MP quickly canceling that one instead, moving on to KP. It's a pump fake from him. The time walk out. Monolith bringing him lower and lower on the pool, but unable to completely control him. Instead, they turn back for Kaka. The constant dagger poke adding up combined with the Illuminate. Only level 1 does some decent damage. The move onto Kaka and MP will find the kill. KP looking to turn it. They'll bring Pylai Die back, but for the time being, MP is absolutely fine. Ending a cloud of blood again. Secret find their second kill, making it 3-1 overall as the PA effect is fully in force.
Yeah, Newbee just playing a bit too aggressive. They're countering the aggression of Secret by going for kills. They're like, okay, they're diving out tower, let's get kills. When in reality, KP just needs to get out. Like, he's not going to die there. He's got Time Walk. He can just Time Walk away. He's fine. They're trying to protect their tower while get these kills on Secret and punish Secret's over aggression, but they don't have level 6s. OD TP'd in with just Brown Boots. He doesn't have treads even, so they didn't really have the ability to get counter kills there, yet they forced it at bottom. And a bad opportunity. They need to just play slower, recognize they've got the Sven, they've got the farming efficiency, they need to get just their core items up, get your treads on OD, get your 4 staff, and then play around these items.
Did he lose his creep?
Not sure. It was at the Ancients earlier.
Yeah, it looks like he may have lost it, so a bit unfortunate. He could potentially get some stacking assistance from KP. As mid one, having already completed the Midas, looks to stay in pole position when it comes to net worth here, but still Sven in the lead, about a 600 gold advantage, and that is before he farms that stack. See Secret begin to apply a bit of pressure here in the bottom lane.
There's Secret you're starting to consider, like, hey, can we contest this? What's our play around the Ancient stack? And whether or not you're going to be in fighting shape to do that. If they can get double Forward Spirits, they have actually got the double Forward Spirits, they might be able to move in there at some point and try and contest it when Sven goes for it.
Kaka wants to set up here on 4Ev. Just a bit of harassment, no real follow-up, as you mentioned. Newbee are taking advantage of their jungle. Sven moving from camp to camp, just carving down the creeps. Secret also doing a bit of pulling of their own. But this does leave the Invoker free to farm. It keeps the PA unpressured in the laning stage and still waiting on that Void level 6. Meanwhile, already level 7 picked up for 4Ev, so experience advantage shooting up dramatically for Secret. If they can take this tower down, GoDz, they just might be able to contest the Ancients.
Yeah, they don't have the best ability to take it. Invoker Forward Spirit's all right, but he's pretty low level, and Chunk at top, solo kill.
Got zapped by the Nyx there. Did manage to get the stun off, and I think may have carapaced a turret to set things up. Manages to run him down, puts him at 1,000 gold, but the tower has dropped in the end. That goes the way of MP. He is going to be building towards an early Vlad's here, so a very aggressive build. Something that can allow them to move into the Roche pit should they win a couple of fights. He has
I mean,
3C
Newbee's very
grabbing the
clear
room.
objectives right now. It's like farm up our carries while the supports get level 6. Once Kunkka has level 6, Void has level 6, they can teamfight, but neither of those heroes level 6 yet. No false promise. And Sven now going to go for the ancient stacks. It looks like Secret just not in position to really contest this.
It's really not the best stack, all things considered. He got a very fast Dominator, but only a triple stack here, I believe, 10 minutes in. So I think Puppy may have been contesting it with the Astral Spirit a bit. Didn't see, but Unai not able to get as much farm as he would like. Did commit the God Strength for that. Although the Chrono is ready now, there isn't the best follow-up. We'll see if KP wants to take advantage of it here. As he'll show himself along with the Sven, Unai, Echo Saber, soon to come. Really wants to pick that up as soon as possible. Tries to Warcry, but gets clipped by the stun. KP there to assist, trying to force out that Void ultimate, but so far nothing doing. And I think I'm gonna try for a quick reconnect here, guys.
All right.
So,
Nothing brewing just yet. I mean, Sven ultimate down, so unlikely to see Newbee make plays, but it's 4F with the level 6 Nyx Vendetta. Getting active near this mid lane.
Oh, the suspense is killing me. What's gonna happen?
Scouting.
Nothing yet. All right, we're just in time.
Oh, he popped the smoke. Ooh, the sentry goes down, but he's already out.
Does end up making it back safely. Still, several Newbee heroes are smoked at this point, but they're not going to be able to make that first move with the Chrono Boat combo. Very potent duo, gods, but it's a big break there. Even though the Nyx doesn't end up finding a kill, this is, frankly, probably better. He's going to grab an early point booster here, so are you expecting just the Ags rush from him? What do you think 4F's build is this game?
I mean, point boost is good casual stats. It does suggest an Ags rush, but I think Blink is always very useful for the hero. Midas is always a consideration because you benefit so much from the levels. I would like to see perhaps a Midas rush this game, but the Ags is also
good setup mid, but guess who's waiting? It's KP up a cliff. He's going to go in with the Chrono. Connects on 4 heroes. This is perfect with Kaka coming through. The boat, the hammer. Secret are getting slaughtered. Then the X dragging back mid one. They lose 2. Lucky not to lose more in the process. And in the end, it is 3 as 4F's Nyx 2 will fall. Oh, KP, a masterful bait and very bold by Secret, I have to say, guys. With a tier 1 up, no vision up the hill, they run up the cliff directly into the void with all the ultimates ready. That was a risky maneuver, and they will pay. Maybe with a 4th life here, if MP gets chain stun, the stun comes out from the Sven, the follow-up is there, and Secret get completely roundhoused, and that will almost immediately remove their entire advantage.
That was such a godly chronosphere from KP. Catching everyone and leaving the OD outside makes it look easy, but that is not as easy as he made it look. And
yeah, didn't catch the OD, didn't do it too early. It made sure the Kunkka would be ready to come in.
Yeah.
Perfect positioning, and I think more importantly than the positioning, it was the timing on it. Like, a lot of Voids would have just dropped it really early, and then the enemy team just runs away, but he was very patient there.
Well, Newbee off of that, get a ton of breathing room, can continue to farm. They can wait their ulti cooldowns and then go look to make another play. Like, I'd probably look to see them make that same play from a minute or two ago where they smoke up with Chronosphere, try and combo with the OD ultimate, the Kunkka Ghost Ship. But for now, they're kind of in farming mode. They've suddenly had a huge swing going their way. Sven is the top farmer, and that's something they just want to maintain.
Newbee content to slow things down now after that big team fight mid. It cut about half of the Secret gold lead away. But they've yet to take a tower here for Newbee Gods. As a team that wants to be farming ancient stacks, that ideally would like to move into the Roach Pit when God Strength is available. This is going to put a dent in their plans there.
Yeah.
You can see the Invoker really aggressively split pushing. Mid one is doing a great job at map control here, together with the Astral Spirit, as well as the Nyx Assassin.
They're hunting for KP up top. If he leaves this tower, he could be in some trouble from the Impale. Even if he goes for a creep, he might just get impaled.
If he dies first, there will not be any turnaround here in the top lane.
Great map sets from KP. Seeing all these heroes missing from the map, he's not even leaving that tier 2 to CS.
He's very poor.
Yeah. That's the thing. He made that play when he was bottom 3 net worth, and he makes that play at mid. That's getting value out of an underfarmed hero.
Well, this is... Oh, that's not value.
That's not getting value.
The Jinx is in. Almost got his OD killed if S3C TP'd in.
He time walked just some Force Spirit damage in mid one. It's like, alright, I'll just go into him. That's a great kill.
Very squishy. S3C getting clipped here. By a stun. They know the Void is not going to be able to turn this one around. He'll get healed up a bit by Faith, but still the chase comes out. The Mana Leak, super annoying to deal with. In the end, S3C will make it out. But while that was happening, mid one flexes his muscles in the top lane. With MP, they bring the tower down. Deso coming soon. The BOT's online. Secret, they might not have the best team fight. It's pretty good with the Elder Titan, but man, do they have map control and especially the ability to just dominate creep equilibrium.
Yeah. The Deso is where PA gets super... The Deso and level 11. Those two things combined is where PA is super scary. The double dagger is actually a massive threat. Mid lane.
Coming from behind with the two-hero Stormbolt, U9, chunking Secret low. Can he finish them off? The help of the OD is there. S3C almost did. He ends up dropping to the Forward Spirit. The Cold Snap combo, but Pi will be the third man down. Insta buyback because they want to move in here. They've got Forev on the backlines, but Sven got the jump on him, stuns him, almost finishes him off instantly, gets off the Carapace though, could turn this fight. Faith able to barely keep himself alive. What a beautiful false promise. He won't even end up dying. KP trying to time walk his way out to the high ground, and now they've cut out MP, who wants to help his team, but may end up costing them further. Make it 4 dead with a buyback. Puppey, this could be a dieback. It could well be 5. Oh, the lag is strong, but Newbee, they're stronger. They only lose an OD in the end, and alright, we're gonna try to reconnect again. My god.
U9 was so big in that fight. He even got hit by the instant blinding light from Coddle. It was just the 2-hero stun that set up the combo from Kunkka. And then once the blinding light wore off, he just tore into the rest of the heroes, took out the Nyx as well afterwards. It was a great initiation coming from the Sven, and recognizing that his team was losing towers he needed to fight. He picks up the Blink Dagger. Will slow down perhaps like his BKB pickup, but well worth it based on how that fight went down. It will be Secret again. They lose a fight to the ultimate, they immediately start pushing. They're doing a really good job playing around these cooldowns. Chrono's down, OD ultimate's down, more towers drop. That's now the 4th tower falling here in the mid lane, and it's Newbee still yet to take a tier 1. It's the nature of their lineup. They're not going to take towers easily. They're looking to take big team fights, play for the late game with their carries, but it does result in Secret still having a slight early game lead.
I mean, this feels more like previous incarnations of Secret as far as the overall game plan, guys, where they want to play the creep equilibrium game. They don't really care about losing fights. They make up for it in farm. They make up for it in objectives, and they're even willing to commit buybacks to try and take towers and turn fights around that look lost. So with the Deso, MP will push even faster when he's able to get onto a building, and with the BOTs completed on the Invoker, and now another 2,000 gold banked, mid one can be even more confident moving around the map.
Oh yeah. Interesting to note, Kaka's picked up a very early gem. He's trying to de-ward the map, using the torrent for some vision. He's taken out 1 ward already up in their own jungle, so really prioritizing map control and dealing with this Nyx assassin scouting out Team Newbee.
Highlight dive. Let's grab the point booster. Likely Aghanim also en route for him. Secret playing the keep away game. They see a couple of heroes bottom. They head the other way, using the Astral Spirit to scout, the Forge Spirits to push the lanes. And if anyone knows how to play keep away, it is certainly Puppey. Doing it for a long time now.
Now we see some items come out. OD, 4-staff, this will help him out. He's got the full Hurricane Pike, in fact. Nothing like a Void getting a 19-minute treads as well. KP's probably happy to finally finish an item. He's only died twice, but there's just been no farm available on the map, no tower gold until finally they get that bottom tier 1.
Is there something that Newbee can like do to deal with this kind of split push from Secret? Is there an item pickup or a particular maneuver you think they can make? Or are they just kind of doomed to play defense here until Secret chooses to pick a fight?
They're looking to play defense mostly. They can stay pretty even on farm just because of Sven. Even the OD is still getting alright farm himself, so I think they're happy playing defense and then smoking around the ultimates. Their offense is mostly let's go use our big combo. They're not going to group up to push so much as they want to group up to team fight. And with this BKB pickup, I believe it's actually go time. The D-ward. Unfortunately, all those TPs mid were scattered, so even though they D-ward, it'd be very obvious if they then smoked up right after D-warding.
Alright, well, more importantly, my man KP, he's got his power trend. That's the real
19
pick
minutes
of your GoDz. How can you lose sight of your what should be your true focus on your Australian heritage? You disappoint me. Speechless. So Fortitudes push you out the bottom lane. U9 hunting through the trees. He knows anyone he finds in a 1v1 is no match for him with the BKB, but won't end up securing a hero. Instead, he'll just push out the lanes here, and you can just see mid one. Wherever Newbee go, he goes the other way. Keeps the lane shoved out. They are going to converge on the tier 1. I guess that is the thing Newbee have going for them here is they don't have to push as far to get to towers because those tier 1s are up.
Alright, I'll be in. Just had to do some more perfect world reconnect myself, but looking good now.
You missed my sick burn on Australia.
Oh man, it's pretty easy country to make fun of, to be honest. So.
It was like a 1 out of 10. I almost went negative, it was so bad. So, probably for the best you didn't hear it, but Newbee gonna push in. They take the tier 1 down. Twilight died, just stalling.
I'd make fun of America LD, but I saw the debate last night. You guys have enough of your own problems to deal with. I don't need that.
America is already the butt of every joke in the world. You don't need to make fun of us. Yep. That's just like kicking a child while they're already down. Cruel and inhuman.
Even Team Secret's like, let's get out of America. No more NA players. Let's get some SEA players, and it's working out pretty well for them so far. This team is like they're looking like a team. They're playing together. It doesn't feel like it's just 5 individual talented players. They've got pretty good organized strategies and game plans. Like they're very kind of fluid with their movement. But Newbee, tough opponent who's kind of pushing this into the late game here in game number 3.
Yeah, they're getting more confident with their movements, and they are going to surge into the Roche pit. They kill this very quickly with Sven and OD. But Secret, they've got good stall here. They're going to rev up and illuminate. They do have the Elder Titan Kanet slowing things down in the pit as the Earth Splitter comes through. But an air ball from Puppey. Newbee may feel more confident about this Roshan. So God Strength is going to wear off now.
Yeah, Roshan ET is probably one of the worst heroes to Roshan is. He gives vision and he stalls with the Stomp. And it sets up follow-up spells. It's so painful. Could just be a reset, but now they're going to be worried about Secret getting in there. With the Deso PA, Secret themselves can roach very quickly.
Puppey just constantly sending the Spirit in. Keeping eyes on the rock. Newbee gonna back off and push some lanes out. They still have yet to activate this Sven BKB. I mean, you talk about Elder Titan around the pit, but Newbee have a pretty devastating team fight of their own. So Secret also playing cautious.
Yeah, you've got KP on this high ground cliff, and they de-warded the area, so they know there's no ward spotting him up there. The ward's well across the river, so we'll see Kaka going in. Kaka actually sees the ward himself, but needs a quelling blade or something to clear it out. So it looks like they're just going to go in the pit.
All right, round KP,
2. De-warding. He just wants the ward. There we go. He's got it.
Nice little play there by Kaka, showing why he also is one of the highest MMR players in the world. Making full use of the exit now. He's going to scout out Forev here. Torrent comes through. Quick disengage attempted by the Carapace, but Forev, it's only a level 1 Carapace. It's not enough. He drops, and with his death, that is likely to be a free Roshan, I think, GoDz.
They're just winning these fights and engagements around the pit based on vision. This gem pickup has been the game changer for Newbee.
Oh, I said free, but Secret, they've got other ideas. The Stomp connects on both carries. Is there follow-up though, KP? Just waiting here off to the side, Secret. They have not seen him yet. He's in great position to set up onto mid one, but he wants the multi-hero Chrono Tornado as a fish. The Chrono now connects. Is there a counterplay? Stomp coming through. Then blinks over the top. BKB onto MP. Slaughters the PA. Where's your crits now, he says. Turns back for mid one. It's a group up and beat down scenario as Newbee.
Oh no, he's on the cliff. They're both on the cliff. Oh no, they both got on the cliff. Oh, that's full stuff being made in China.
Screenshot it for posterity.
Yeah.
But it happened after the fight. So Newbee will take it anyway.
Yeah. Well, they'll get out. I mean, that's just such a vision advantage. They've got this big team fight edge now. KP didn't even, that was a pretty shocking Chronosphere compared to his last one. Not to say it was the worst possible Chronosphere, but didn't really achieve all that much. He actually then tried to leave the Chronosphere to use time dilation on other heroes, but couldn't quite find them. even so, the Sven is just too farm to fail really right now.
When Sven can just jump on your PA and kill her in the duration of a single Stormhammer, with 3 heroes surrounding her, you got problems.
Yeah.
Sven is now about a full tier 4 item up on the PA, nearly 6k gold advantage here. Only 25 minutes in.
And unlike the last game with the PA, where it's like, okay, you get this BKB and it's all this magic damage, you'll be fine. Sven, he's not magic damage. He's got physical. He can build into an MKB if he wants. He just solo kills Puppey down at bottom lane. If he goes like Moonshard or an AC into an MKB, this PA can never stand against him. Not to mention Warcry. It's a huge amount of bonus armor for your whole team to help resist the PA's damage.
PA is not the late game solution to a free farm Sven. That is for damn sure. Generally, when we see the PA succeed, it's when they snowball, they get like an early deso, and they just keep on finding kills. But if it's a farming war, and especially if you haven't gone Battle Fury, there's just no way you're keeping up.
Well, as it stands, Secret are going to have to play defensive with a lineup that doesn't want to play defensive. They can't team fight into Newbee right now. There's an Aegis as well up. They've got to just respect the strength of this double BKB and Aegis, and that may just result in them losing tower after tower. They can stall with BT Coddle, but they can't team fight.
Newbee still looking at about 3 minutes to go on this Aegis, so plenty of time. Do you expect them to really force the issue with it, or do you think they're just content to sit back and farm?
I think another smoke play, or at least take this tier 1 mid tower. Taking the tier 1 mid tower will just make it easier to take the next Roche. You get more control over the map, deny some vision from Secret, but their late game is looking formidable and not like it's needing to have towers taken during this stage of the game. If anything, they don't want to like force too many fights, because where they start to fall off is when these BKBs get down to like 5 seconds. That's the stage of the game where you go past the late game into like the ultra late game, and then Secret suddenly have this level 25 Invoker with Aghanim Scepter against 5-second BKBs, and Invoker can win you the game at that stage. So that's what, like, that's where Newbee, if anything, they play it slow for now to get a few big items like PC, and then they try to take fights. They want to win fights without having to use BKB if possible.
Very well timed scan there. Will scout out Newbee, going for a deep smoke of their own. Moving from right to left here. KP trying to get up on the high ground. The stomp says, hell no.
Yep. Gets him in smoke, but the Spirit does give you a notification when you hit units, so... Nice
Puppey just showing off a bit. He's like, yeah, I see you. Don't scare me. But Newbee, they don't really need to find kills to take towers, and they will converge now on this tower in the mid lane. Blink used to dodge the dagger, but he does get spun before BKB. Still, the follow-up is there. KP with a good chrono, but the boat doesn't quite connect. It was a bit off to the right. Still, U9 running and gunning them down. The 4F falls before the sword. This Butcher's Cleaver of a weapon. As they look for a 4th kill, the X set up, the follow-up comes through. MP, a blink to the north, attempting to retreat while the bottom lane is up to mid 1 to escape. Will MP get the evasion he needs? No, sirree. Mid 1, the lone survivor. They are going to converge on him. He's stuck around for a while. God, the X comes through. Where is he going to go? He throws out the tornado, attempting to stop KP from jumping him. And he will blink
the
out
other hero
the
cause, there's no TP on Odie or Sven, actually. I was thinking Country hit the X, I'm like, oh, if Odie or Sven TPs, it's a kill, but neither of those heroes can TP back. Boy,
MP pushed fast enough is the question here. Or sorry, not MP, at mid 1. Might seem like it. He does slow Newbee down though, forces a couple back. That will put an end to this mid push. So mid 1, although the team takes pretty catastrophic losses, he does salvage the objectives. Tier 2, still alive mid.
He's like the big player of this game who can take the Secret to the late game. He can split push, he can scale really well. And again, Newbee, another fight where they kind of win it. They don't get a tier 2 tower. They use both their BKBs. Odie's used it really late and perhaps a bit unnecessarily, but that's the kind of fight that you're not too upset about if you're Team Secret, just because you're still in this game, you defend your towers, you buy time for the Invoker to get bigger and bigger.
Highlight dive pushing out the bottom lane here. Aghanim's nearly complete now, just needs 450 gold to grab that. So his items do progress. Puppey working towards a 4-staff. We see mid 1 now grabbing the ultimate orb. What do you think here? Is this a Linken's god, the Hex? Looks like a Linken's.
Yeah, let's say Linken, if you're split pushing, this is like a split push, go late game kind of game, and that's where Linken's means you won't get caught by that X. If you're split pushing there and the Kunkka TP's back to X you and then have someone like OD come in, that X won't land and you can blink away. Similarly, if OD likely to go for a Hex, he can't blink Hex you with the Lincoln, so very good defensive item this game.
See Newbee pressing in on the mid lane while also sweeping around past the cliff, looking for pickoffs. U9 is a very confident man. They will X him just to try and see if anyone's lurking behind the tower. He doubles back, smashes the tier 2 down, and looks like they may proceed forward here to tier 3. Secret trying to split push. They do have mid 1 closing in on the top lane, but Newbee, they now face the great white wall. Die using the power of light to keep this lane back, and maybe we'll have to back off at the end.
God, ET Coddle. Good luck pushing high ground. That's why this game will just continue to drag out, and as much as it looks like everything's going Newbee's way and has been for some time, it's not as clear cut that they're necessarily going to win this game. If they get a couple pickoffs, the game could just end right there. Like, lane of racks, boom, game could be won. But if Secret play this like with few mistakes, this high ground will be defended for a long time. Invoker will continue to get scary and scarier. And this is one of the best late game carries to have in the game. So this is not an easy game by any means for Newbee to win.
Do you see a Lotus Orb grab now on Mr. Kaka?
Mm-hmm.
Anything in particular? Just the Mono League, you think?
I mean, Mono League's the main one you're looking at as far as spells to get rid of. None of the really, I mean, it's always, the Echo spells is always kind of cute, but it's mostly normally picked up as something to dispel silences and annoying spells like Mono League.
Yeah, don't really see too many items or abilities that particularly counters this game. But Newbee will move forward bottom now, grouping up as a squad of 4. U9, one man holding this top lane. Secret may look to jump him here, but he has the BKB. Teammates could arrive in. A nice blink out. Koreb just creeping in with the Aether Lens stun, but unable to connect there.
The low should also get rid of the Echo Stomp. I'm not entirely sure, but I think it should.
It purges off the sleep.
Yeah.
Okay. They find Forev in the bottom lane. Nyx Assassin caught out here. Puppy tries to back away. The BKB committed now as S3C moves in a bit deeper. Mid 1 though wants to turn this thing around now that the Chrono's been committed. And meanwhile up in the top lane, Keeper of the Light just tries to shove lanes out. Sven is still there for the time being. U9 being thwarted a bit here in his effort to assist the team. KP now getting caught out. Time walking up to the high ground and a perfect prediction! Sunstrike mid 1! What a shot from him! Cuts the void down where he stands. My God. Kid's got skill.
And this is where Sven is scary, but he's not getting any scarier. Where he's been for the last 10-15 minutes of this game is kind of Sven at his peak. OD definitely does get a bit more potent with a sheep stick up, but this Sven will fall off. Invoker PA, not so much the case.
Straight to the Roshan pit, guys. They have no Chrono. They are not in position. Newbee.
They're taking the long way around. They're not going to get here.
Very long road, and it leads to nothing particularly promising for Newbee. And Aegis snagged by MP, not given to the Invoker.
They may fight into it though. If Sven can get a good jump on like the Coddle and like an Invoker, like you can just take the team fight through that.
Squad using their scan now. They do have vision, I believe. Have seen one. They jump on the Pilot Die, quickly decapitated by U9, but they want a little more. They did see the Invoker in the neighborhood, I believe, earlier, mid 1, snaking his way through the trees. He is the prize. They are not going to secure him.
Yeah, I think Newbee thought there'd be more with the Coddle there, but everyone else was really far away. Coddle was just the lone lane pusher.
Oh, they're setting up. Stun from Forev, even committing the Carapace here. Sven goes right in onto Forev. There's no way to protect him here aside from trying to work him down with MP. From the side of his Basher just yet, he still tries to man fight U9. BKB has worn off though. They can look to kite the Sven now. He's going to need help from the Oracle if he wants to engage KP. Quick time walk forward. He's got the Blink. He doesn't have mana for the Chrono though. He's short just barely. Now gets it. But now Secret also out.
Damage 7 seconds and 8 seconds on the BKBs respectively. This is Gonna become concerning for Newbee soon. Yeah, they keep finding these kills and pickoffs. I mean, the kill score looks great. You see the kill score, and you're probably thinking, oh, Newbee's stopping this game. But by no means is that really the case. Secret have a ton of abilities that can stall this game to the late game and give Newbee problems, as Sven will just get kited in these fights once he's down to a 5-second BKB. And once you get kind of the items up like 4 stars, it gets very challenging.
Oh, this is the hero that can't die though, God. They found mid one. And they crack him right open. X is going to set that up after breaking the Lincoln Spear. And Newbee showing that if you are out of position, you will be punished.
Absolutely. Nice little pick off there. They're even putting down wards like in their own jungle to try help catch and pick him off. So
it's a lot of pressure on an Invoker in this game. As much as you pointed out, Newbee do not have like the auto win late game. This is the one guy that has to play godly for Secret to be able to take it there. Whereas it feels like for Newbee, Kunkka can make some big plays, Void can make some big plays, maybe Sven gets a big multi-hero stun, cleave combo, and just starts the fight up 1-2 kills. It really does feel like it's like 80% on mid one if Secret are going to take this.
Yeah, I mean, as found as PA can get, mid one's got to be the big playmaker. Nyx needs to make some key initiations as well, but I mean, speaking of Nyx, he's looking very poor, under-leveled as well. I mean, to go back to the itemization, I think Midas was definitely the item he should have gone for as his first pickup, and then you go into the axe or the blink dagger, or you decide what you need. But it's kind of like you don't know how the game's going to go based on like whether you're going to be winning or losing fights, taking Roche or not. So you kind of buying a Midas just means you can delay deciding what item you commit to. And what's happened is the fights have gone bad. He's committed to this axe scepter that he can't even complete just yet. He's still a little bit short of it, so Foreb's not really been all that effective this game on the Nyx. He's 1-7-0. This is very uncharacteristic for the Secret offlaner.
Yeah, he had the better laning stage too by quite a margin compared to KP, but KP had that one big chrono mid, and ever since then it just feels like the Void has been hugely impactful. Involved in 14 kills. Meanwhile, as you point out, the Nyx of Foreb involved in 1. That is a scary ratio. And now Sven has a Satanic.
Yeah, if he gets to and the thing is, the axe is amazing when you're defending high ground. It's stupid how hard it is to push into the item, but you've already got ET Coddle to fill that niche, I feel like pushing already is hard enough as it is, and Foreb would be better suited having more levels for one thing, having level 4 Carapace, doesn't even have the level 2 Vendetta, and having the initiation, the Blink Dagger, so he can just start a fight off Blink and a 4-star. You kite the Sven more. This Aghanim Scepter just isn't going to be. It's taking too long to come online, and it's not going to be. It's not going to fulfill a hole that Secret needed for.
Oh, 9, the God Strength committed here, and they've been using the X very effectively. Gods to siege towers to de-push the bottom lane to try and limit the kind of damage mid one can do as a reply on the other side of the map. And they may get to hit that tower again. X is committed once more. They'll cave in this wave, and we'll look for the tower here, blinking. Although this time it is back to safety. Even committing a BKB to ensure he gets out safely. He does not want to get caught, die in the top lane, and then not be able to assist here up top, or in the bottom lane, I should say.
I didn't see the BKB. Do you think it was intentional, or it seems like he popped it really far away from the team?
The stomp was pretty close to hitting him. I think he's like, oh, I might get chain stunned and die, but yeah, I don't know if he would have. Oracle was still in the neighborhood, so a bit questionable.
Yeah, if anything, you wait till Oracle false promise you, then use after. I almost feel like he misclicked and meant to TP or use another item, but maybe he meant to blink. But yeah, it was a bit odd. It's BKB now down to 6 seconds, so we're looking at that late game scenario where BKBs are going to be very short. Sven particularly. OD still got an 8-second BKB, but it's mostly the Sven who needs the long duration on his BKB.
So Newbee slowly creeping ahead here as far as net worth goes, experience, a substantial lead, but we're kind of at that point where levels don't really matter as much. Like your supports maybe getting to level 3 ultimates could make a difference, but you've mostly got your key levels, and one good fight will dramatically swing that graph. It feels like much more it's going to be, can Newbee catch mid 1, or can mid 1 just successfully split push stall, and maybe then can they have that miracle fight around the Roche Pit, courtesy of Elder Titan.
And that's, I think, something Newbee is showing a lot of respect to. That's why they're using the X to just slow siege, play it safe. It's not a case so much that Newbee, if they play it safe and stall and just go super late game, they're going to win, but they also just want to put themselves in the safest position to take this game. And if that means waiting for Secret to slip up, give you a pick off, like they'll keep waiting until that presents itself. Maybe even waiting for the next Roshan.
AP, Midas and creeps here. Newbie,
and
moving
I mean,
forward
that
onto
really
the
tells
tier 2.
the set of this game. If you're buying a Midas, I think you bought that after the Vlads, I want to say.
It was,
Like,
no, he got it before. It was like 27-ish minutes, maybe 24. It was still quite late though.
I imagine that was his team telling him this game's going like 60 minutes or something. You need to become a character. That's pretty much what the call's been.
Yeah, he went. I think it was Treads, and then Midas right away, and then back into Blink Flats. So I think it was a pretty fast Midas. I mean,
love
he
this
went for it
he's
early.
Going for
it was
too.
not fast.
Yeah, he's going for the Shadow Blade, and this is the anti-invoker split push item. You can't reliably blink chrono him because one, he might get vision of you before you blink, and even if Invoker's fast, he can blink out when he gets blinked on top of. So having the Shadow Blade to scout and initiate on Invoker is a huge item pickup for KP. It's definitely the right choice here.
And you combine that with the X, the Boots of Travel on Kunkka, or sorry, on Sven. This team does start to get quite mobile, considering they're not that mobile naturally, but they're itemizing to deal with the Invoker split push. And now, even moving forward, they just had eyes on mid 1. They know about where he is. Are they going to risk it with the chrono? They found him! KP cages the Mighty Wizard, and see you later, sir, he says. But the real MVP, the Ward.
Absolutely. It's one of those games where mid 1 is going to like catch up pickups like that. Like, it's like, oh, he's off on his own, he's getting caught out, like he's making mistakes, but that's how this game is going to go down. Mid 1 is always going to be off by himself, and for Newbee to win this game, they're going to have to get those pickoffs. For Secret to win this game, he needs to get picked off as little as possible and just continue to drag this game out. So it's really this game of cat and mouse between mid 1 and the entire Newbee team.
Feels like even more pressure on mid 1's shoulders as we go later and later. Your Phantom Assassin MP now has to deal with an MKB on Sven, and not to mention, oh, by the way, there is an OD in this game who is going to try to Hurricane Pike forward and engage onto Puppey, just starts to chunk him down, drops the ulti. KP watches it happen. He's like, I wish I could help here, guys. I am lacking my Chronosphere. Nice BKB, dodging the Stormbolt, but still, they've lost 3. Newbee in the driver's seat now as they will blink back to work on the tower. They're going to hammer that thing down. They still have God Strength here for the high ground siege. The BKB available. GoDz, they're going for it, and there is not a buyback available here. As Sven says, hello, sir. Goodbye, sir. Pylon died down. U9 looking for a bit more. Be careful not to dive too far. Looking for the crits, but KP just going to walk it off. And we're just at that stage of the game, guys, where MP can't burst anyone.
Yep. And you can't afford to lose these supports. As much as it sounds like they're not doing much, ET Cuddle are the ones stalling the high ground, and NP gets annihilated. The MKB just tears through him.
Another one bites the dust, and now the boat comes through, connecting on mid 1. Forced to BKB, still, even so, basically losing the right-click war here against the OD, even though the orb couldn't be activated, and now as the BKB wears off, oh, they do manage to find a kill there, bringing down the OD. Decent hold from Secret, but they need a lot more than this. U9 is going to be purged up by the Oracle. Still has the Satanic available, only hits the creeps once, then blinks away. Tornado coming through, trying to clip Faith on the way out. They got to find a bit more. PA had to buy back for this, and they lost their melee as well. Looking for something. It is going to be Faith. They isolate, but that's not really the hero they wanted. They were hoping for something sweeter. A taste of the Sven. They won't have it. KP also making it out. And now the Shadow Blade you mentioned is online. So during it all, they lost the tier 3 bottom, but they did not lose a Rex just yet.
Yeah, it was good discipline, and that's what's going to happen. When mid 1 gets caught out, it leads into some kind of big kickoff. Important for mid 1 is he scouted out the Shadow Blade, so he knows it's up. He's not going to get caught out before seeing, like, by the surprise factor of this item, but AP still needs to be careful. He's Shadow Bladed into the Roche pit. Sentries are nearby on the Keeper.
Oh, they dagger the Roshan. KP, they know he has it, but they don't know where he is. The stun comes out. They got the vision in time. Oh, timely sentry there by Pi. That could have been real ugly if he didn't drop it. Sunstrike.
No buyback too.
Coming through as well here, but the real objective is this big old rock. Flanking and trying to set up there. Oh, uh-oh. Say hello to U9. 1 down. Could be 2. Mid 1 trying to make it up to Cleave, just barely missing, and this Sven is big He's bad. He's difficult to deal with, and the meatball's gonna miss. Mid one could be in trouble now. U9 just running at him. They can't deal with the spin, even though he's out of mana, even though he's slowed down by the ice wall. He's so damn tanky. He's hardly losing health, and now Kaka's gonna arrive, breaks the Lincoln Sphere. Where's the follow-up? OD coming in, cracks open the BKB. The hammer gets dropped, breaks down one, blinks on the pie. It's a triple for U9 in the pit. They just can't be stopped. Stun strike, good pick off there, but it's not enough. They've lost their Keeper of the Light as well. 4 falling. Mid one had to buy back for that. Expensive GoDz, and even after all that expense, they still lose the game.
A dieback from the Knicks as well. And U9 just plays that fight so well. He goes in at the right time. His team back him up with the Lotus Orb. He then even gets the Blink to finish off the Invoker there. He got in. He had no BKB. He was mana leaked. He had no mana at all, and he still managed to kill the Invoker. Yeah, normally that's a position where he's going to get kited and just die at some point. Even though Invoker is sitting on 300 or 400 HP, if you play it well and coordinate around your team, you can typically just kill a full HP Sven off. If he has no BKB, you've got Ice Ball, you've got Cold Snap. He should never get to you, but the Kunkka comes in, throws a Lotus Orb, and then they get scared of Sven because of the Lotus Orb, so he gets another Blink off and catches out the Invoker. Just great execution from Newbee and great job backing each other up.
Well, special tactics in the end here, perhaps, from KP. Give Secret that false sense of security, and the team punishes. Maybe not his intention, but
tactical feeds, yes.
White Raw would be proud. See Newbee starting to push the lanes, and the BOT2's now online for U9. So he can play very aggressively here with the OD, with an Aegis able to even Hurricane Pike in if he wants to start a fight. But now an Aether lands on Kunkka, so even more initiation range.
They want to jump on the supports. Both supports have Ghost Scepters, 4 staffs, or one is a 4 staff, and you want to be able to Blink Hex them and kill them before they can pop their Ghost Scepter, because you don't have a good way of countering those Ghost Scepters. You don't have a Diffusal hero.
I love this for Kaka. 3 gems to choose from in the fountain. He's like, I think I'll take the middle one today. That looks the shiniest. You know, it's going to throw Secret off guard. They're going to be expecting that left hook, maybe the right jab, but it's not going to happen. It's going to be a straight up the gut kind of gem play for him. So Newbee, they have started to really cinch the noose against Secret, and with the Invoker buying back GoDz, he doesn't want to leave the base, but that means Newbee can get all the lanes in, and they have buybacks on their core, so they can commit very heavily to try and find that kill, force a dieback, and then take the game.
Yeah, they're gonna just force a fight/kill with the Aegis, I imagine, on OD. He gets a Blink Hex on someone, try to get that fast kill, and then take the team fight after that.
Radiant's middle tower.
The problem is, I think Secret themselves have sentries, but they don't have a gem available, and that makes it very tricky to fight against the Shadowblade initiation of the Void. They've got sentries all around their base for now, but KP being sneaky outside the base.
They're looking for that quick X initiation here. Kaka.
They see the ward, but it's like baiting. Yeah, the Void Spirits will deal with it.
U9 is just ready to go at any moment here, though. He blinks it, he's behind enemy lines. If he doesn't see an initiation, he just gets pulled right back to safety.
And that's what you got to do there. Nyx just wants to spam that mana burn on Sven so he gets down low on mana before he BKBs even. Like, if you force him to BKB because he's being mana burned, he may just end up wasting that BKB there.
Yeah, but of course you've always got the X back to Fountain to heal him right back up, so it is not a foolproof solution by any means. U9 goes again, Warcry, but well-timed blinding light there is going to force him back. A long-range stun as 4F has finally gone into underground mode. We'll be able to stun from extreme distance.
They blink up and no one's even at the tower. That's the beauty of this Secret high ground defense, is they've got such long range on everything. Nyx Aether Lens, MP with long-range Stifling Daggers, Invoker, Forward Spirits he can send out, Coddle Blast, ET Spirits. No one even has to go near the tower to defend it. Yet U9 can't hit it.
U9 has done quite enough of it. He goes in to hit the tower. Meanwhile, S3C just diving deep behind enemy lines. KP, he finds the triple ultimate with the Chrono set up. Is the follow-up going to be there? Sven unable to initiate in time. He does come in, but it is right as the Chrono ends. Not the best follow-up for that Chrono, but can they at least bring down the tower during this time? The meatball slowly rolling through. They managed to eviscerate KP. U9. Satanic available, but BKB down, has the buyback if needed. Top lane getting shoved in, S3C is low, and Sven may have to back away. Will they be able to kill off the OD? Jumps back to safety. S3C alive for now. Hurricane Pike back even further. Kaka able to pull him out. U9 though, may drop, will drop. Secret finding picks. They X4 him. They're going to drag him back a bit further while mid one hunts for more. Looks like Kaka will escape. Perhaps as well S3C will. Mid one, if he chases up this up, could easily die. So in the end, GoDz, Secret, they hold pretty damn well here.
They just kite for days. Like, the closest any hero is to those racks is like at the tier 4 towers. The Nyx is positioned right by his tier 4 tower, carapaced up. He's not even, or burrowed up. He's not even near the push coming in, but the Sven can't even hit the building. If he hits the building, he gets blinding lighted. He gets mana burned. And you don't want a BKB just for a blinding light mana burn. You want to save the BKB for the team fight. But you can't if you want to hit the buildings. It's just such great execution on the high ground defense, and Secret having the most annoying draft ever to push into, and it's really showing there.
And now mid one has completed a Nocturne core. And on top of that, buyback will be available soon if you can farm the 1,000 gold or so required. It's not over yet. That said, they are down 30,000 gold. This is still a mountain to climb, and yet to take a rack.
They have room to grow, LD. Items, they can pick them up. Newbee, they're maxed out.
That's the beauty here. You got a 7-slotted OD. To go with that, your Sven has long since hit that peak as well. I mean, there are items they could buy, but there's nothing really great to get rid of. Having a blink on the OD, a blink on the Sven feels quite essential. Hurricane Pike's always a good pickup, so.
You have to have the blinks to pick people off when they're defending high ground. If you don't have the blink, you're never going to get to these long-range spamming, nuking heroes of Team Secret, so. I don't see a scenario where Sven can really replace his blink. OD similarly probably can't. Maybe he could replace the Hurricane Pike, but even then, I think the item is just so good on OD. And if you're looking at these two heroes, in theory, they're just both 6-slotted right now. There's no real improvements to be made.
And that also means they're not carrying Aegis, which limits your options for a safe siege. Unless they want to drop something like a blink and just, you know, BKB, hit the tower back away, but Newbee have other ideas. They want to find pickoffs. They strut down the mid lane. Kaka out in front has the blink. There's the initiation. U9, 3 shots, almost 2, and Puppy's down and out. Kaka, he's found a second one. This is the bigger kill. If they can bring down 2, it might be enough. 4F gets reeled back in, and then KP is there. He finds the chrono. It's okay. He gets Puppy on the buyback. Could be enough, but the meatball is there. Newbee, though, with the BKB, survived through it, and now chase forward. U9 walks right into an ice wall, and then backs away immediately, but S3C going in even deeper. 4 steps, kiting out that PA BKB. Good defensive Astrals. MP is going to run out of his vulnerability soon, and now they look for a bit more. X comes through. KP jumping in. Sunstrike, swinging a miss there. MP trying to cover the path of mid one's retreat, but it's not going to happen. Sven finds the angle. He gets the 2 heroes done. Sayonara to the Invoker, out for 110, and Secret slightly down to the lower bracket. There's the GG of Group A. Seems like they've still got some work to do, GoDz, but you've got to give Newbee credit. This is a fearsome team with a pretty decent hero pool already.
Yeah, they play a lot of different heroes, very hard to draft against, and they messed up a bit with that previous high ground push, but I think they realized, look, we got to find a pick off first. We go once we get that kill, that pick off, wait for it, and then Puppy gets caught out as an ET. He buys back, he gets caught. Even that one-man chrono, that's an ET with no buyback at that point. The ET, one of the most annoying heroes to push into of the lot, with the aura and everything. So solo chrono and Puppy to take him out, totally okay there for KP, and Newbee just a bit too far ahead at the end. Even though they were being kited around, the high ground siege was near damn impossible, they still take the game.
Yeah, so of course the winner of this match moving on to play the winner of LGD Forever Young versus MVP, which I believe just concluded. But we're going to hop over to Group B next. We'll be covering Vici Gaming versus the new EG lineup, GoDz. This is an exciting showdown. Any final thoughts here on Newbee versus Secret before we wrap things up and get ready for our next match?
I'm looking forward to seeing more Secret. I think both Secret and Newbee showing very good form. Newbee obviously trying to play with that how and move since the roster changes, but Secret, their first showing as a new team, looked all around quite solid.
Well, guys, with that, I'm LD. I was joined here for this first one by GoDz. We've got another best of 3 series coming up, Evil Geniuses versus Vici Gaming on this stream. Of course, there is a second stream as well for those who want to see the new OG lineup in action. Head on over to Beyond the Summit 2, where Combo Guy and Merlini will be bringing you OG versus IG Vitality. Stick around. Our next series coming up in a jiffy.